then they performed a little stunt lying about. You wouldn't expect Miss Greta Garbo to be a tool during the Cold War. Tool she was in the film Ninotchka, a movie which is dripping with ideological contamination. Watch it if you would like to see truth distorted into a farce. The purpose of the film is to mock the Russian Revolution and to reduce all human reason and idealism to crass motivations, to show that any woman, despite her nationality, is just a sucker, and she'll throw away everything, family, friends, country, for a little Parisian hat she sees in a shop window one day. A hat shaped sort of like an upside-down ice cream cone without the ice cream, and with the spiral of the cone a little pushed in on one side toward the back. She said that she took a taxi and that it cost 12 francs 75. And then Melvin Douglas says, oh, well, if that's what they charged you to get from the hotel here, then they performed a little stunt, lying about the real cost. But by that point, she was in the grips of l'amour, and she was dressed in that ditzy Parisian hat. She said, I hope I don't look ridiculous. And even though he assured her she did not, every red-blooded American in the audience knew Greta Garbo had stooped to foolishness, and that the political battle between the West and the East was so great that they'd stuck a little cone made of cloth on her head, tilted at the back. The film ends very suddenly with them all in Constantinople. He has tricked the Russian government by colluding with three dunces who've been clowning around since the opening minutes of the movie, and gotten Greta Garbo sent to Constantinople. But just wait till you see the Orientalist prejudice the filmmakers spoon out in the architectural details, and they call that realism. The politics of post-avant poetry is leftist. There probably isn't a single Republican post-avant poet. And in criticism, especially the criticism of written by the language poets, it's actually overtly socialist and even Marxist. And Ron Silliman, for example, was the editor of the Socialist Review. But I think that since the fall of the Soviet Union, it's become much more difficult to put out those politics without it sounding obsolete and insupportable. So again, I was trying to accentuate the fanaticism that I am interested in how ideological positions like socialism have to be stated through a certain dogma. And if you deviate from the dogma and have too much tone in what you say, or misstate things, that something that originally seemed to be sensible becomes absurd and fanatical.